For those of you who caught the last segment, glad to see you found your way back. For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Kat. Poet, photographer, professional truck driver, and self-professed lover girl. As for him, he's the one hyping me up when I'm feeling a bit nervous. My favorite New Yorker, the one affectionately referred to as Dada by yours truly. This go around, we're delving into the complex dynamic of double standards in vanilla and in kink. But are double standards really that complex? Or are they passed down, inherited, expected, surface, simple? And if the root of double standards is indeed simple, why do we struggle to push past them then? This goes beyond who cuts the grass and who does the dishes. We're talking who's more likely to focus on their own pleasure? Who's the initiator when it comes to sex? Where is fear accepted and where is it seen as a weakness? And the list goes on. But I don't want to hold you in the intro. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to my podcast. Hello, loves.
All right.
Nervous?
Don't be nervous. All right, so I have a hot take for you. This is groundbreaking stuff. So, there exists a double standard between what's expected of men and what's expected of women.
Gasp, you don't say.
I know the shock that no one has ever talked about or thought of this in the entire history of mankind. We are on fresh ground right now.
Groundbreaking stuff we're about to get
We're breaking ground on Neptune while people are still trying to dig around on Earth.
Gotcha. So let's jump into it. We're talking double standards in vanilla and in kink. Okay. So you and I have bounced the topic around a little bit, and a few things that I've written down. I wish you could see video here. We're using the mic for the first time, so we're figuring it out. Okay, so one of the questions is, who's more likely to focus on their own pleasure in vanilla and in kink, or just one or the other?
Men. Absolutely. 100% men.
Okay.
Because it is more expected for us to be the facilitators of not only our pleasure but your pleasure, and many men fail in the latter part of giving the woman full pleasure and caring about her orgasm. So they have the mentality is, I'm going to get mine, hope you get yours.
Okay, so that kind of brings me to another question, and that question is, who is usually the initiator? And again,
it's usually men. Because that's what is expected. Like, if a woman initiates, it's just like if a woman ever asks a man out. That man will remember that for the rest of his life. A man asking a woman out, she will remember that for the rest of 5 seconds.
Really? Really?
I mean,
you feel like it's more commonplace?
It's absolutely more commonplace. It's what is deemed as societal norms. Men ask women out, and it's just like, you remember a few years ago it became a really big kick for women to ask men to marry them because they didn't. So legitimately, you see how that was all groundbreaking and shocking because of the simple fact that it's supposed to be the other way around.
But we're talking tradition here, so it's frowned upon by those who would like to follow tradition.
Yeah, which is very odd.
Very outdated.
It's not only outdated, but that's a whole other conversation.
It's a whole other segment.
That's a whole other segment.
Okay. So then that kind of bleeds into another question, and you're kind of hitting my points here. Who is usually seen as the more desired partner? Because you're talking about who pursues who at this point.
Okay, who's seen as the more desired partner? All right. If a woman doesn't feel desired, it's a huge problem. If a man doesn't feel desired, it's only a minor blip in the relationship. For the most part.
Why do you think? Just because we're still caught up in everybody's opinions.
Not only in everybody's opinions, but that's how we raise everyone. We raise expectations of women to be met. That is, everyone's job to meet the woman's expectations, whether they be financial, spiritual, familial, any other capacity. But for men, it's you have to provide all of these things, but never give a care for what's being provided to you and for you. Like the saying "happy wife, happy life." That
Talk
saying
about double standard.
irks the hell out of my
I'm
soul.
sure. I'm sure.
Because of the simple fact that it seems like if the wife isn't happy, everyone is going to be unhappy. So what about when the husband is unhappy? He's just
Just
cool.
an unhappy husband. Not cool.
when the kids are unhappy, hey, y'all suck too. Hey,
Forget them kids.
F them kids, as they
Right.
say. But you know, it's literally the sacrifice that women do make is also something that's expected of them. You're expected to sacrifice your body, your mind, your heart for the desires of those around you.
So then maybe that kind of bleeds into her happiness seemingly more important.
Oh, yes. It's not only more important, it's more acceptable to talk about. Because when a man starts talking about his happiness in a relationship, it usually ends up in a fight with like less evolved partners. It will end up in a fight because if someone says like if a man says I'm not happy and you don't make me feel special, well, I'm not supposed to make you feel special. You're supposed to make me feel special.
We be treating y'all like that.
Like dirt. And then calling us dogs. So, all right. Something as a young teenager, I knew a really good guy, really good dude.
Okay.
He got involved with a couple of women back to back to back that just did him absolutely horrific. And he became one of those guys that was just like, you know what?
But it
Fuck
was
him.
a result of how he'd
Yeah,
been
how
done.
he'd been done.
Understood.
That was seen as unacceptable because of how he was treated and how he became. Now, a woman who's treated wrong and says, fuck all men, nobody is raising any flags or anything like that. They're just like, yeah, girl, fuck them men. All of them.
All of 'em.
Sitting there next to her man saying this.
Saying it right.
Like, and then when he look at her, okay, cool, say less.
Just treating y'all wrong.
That's one of the things that I have thoroughly enjoyed growing up and seeing how things are now. Men are talking about these things more.
And I love that space for you guys.
Women are talking about these things more. Like women are calling out other women like, you can't say F all men when you are the one out here doing all this dirt.
Right.
And you're bringing this onto yourself because of how you're treating the person you're with. You're not treasuring them. Well, I'm the treasure. No, you're both the treasure. Like what do you bring to the table? And somebody says I am the table. Okay, then that makes no sense
At
because
all. You brought nothing.
you bring nothing to this.
Nothing.
And you're expecting to be glorified for bringing nothing. And that's also a double standard. So a kept woman and a kept man, very vastly different ways that they're treated in
I
society.
feel like I need to write this down so we can touch on that particular thing.
We can touch on it now. I mean, we have the time.
Go for it.
So, like, a woman who has everything paid for, she literally does absolutely nothing in the household, brings no money and just exists, and it's seen as, that's okay. That is an okay situation. But when a woman does the same thing for a man and a man is in that exact same situation, he's being kept, he's looked at as less than, and she's looked at as stupid.
This is true.
So
The double standard on that.
There's a double standard on
Everything?
damn near everything. Like,
Okay, so here's one that we talked about, fears.
Okay.
Where is it accepted and where is it seen as a weakness?
So fears are seen as a weakness in men. Men are not supposed to show their fear. They aren't even really supposed to acknowledge they have fear. They're allowed to, overcome a fear that they've never said, but they'll be like, oh yeah, I used to be afraid of heights, but
Okay, so I'm going to put a pin in that right there because as a woman of color, I feel like fear is seen as a weakness in me.
Why so?
Because we are portrayed as being tough or angry or I don't know.
So
Just
so so
fear
now so
doesn't seem
now
like
so
to be the
now it
word.
becomes a perception of whose perception are we looking at? Are we looking at within our own community? Are we looking at those outside of our
I
community?
suppose outside.
Okay, so outside of our community aside, how are fears looked at within our community?
I almost want to say the same.
They're looked at worse
Yeah, that
for
makes
both
sense.
sides too, and that's just mind blowing. Like you can't even afford. So most people look at like how we were raised, how our grandparents were raised, our parents were raised, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that you went through this, or they did this, they treated you like this, they didn't talk about things." Well, not for nothing. When you're in survival mode, coming because we're of an age.
You've said that twice today.
I have. I love that saying.
Of an age.
But coming out of slavery into Jim Crow, into the civil rights movement, and then into that transition period between civil rights movement and trying to ensure that we are holding on still. We've been in survival mode for generations. It's less and less survival mode because we're seeing more successful people, but not every successful person who comes out of our neighborhood gives back to their neighborhood. To me, I'm going to give prime example for me. Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Two vastly different ways that they operated within
Their communities.
Exactly. Michael Jordan, for every memory that I can remember, never did anything for the black community other than take money for his sneakers.
Right.
LeBron James has gone back to his own community and has spoken out against the things that are happening within the world and the states, the United States. Like, hey, this is wrong. And Michael Jordan always was like, oh, I'm not involved in that. That has nothing to do with me.
He
Like,
was the athlete, and that was
yeah, like I get, everyone to each his own.
Absolutely.
But don't be that person where when everything's going wrong, you're rallying, you want the support of the community when you haven't done anything for your community other than take. And now you're trying to take in a different fashion.
Absolutely.
So I am very happy to see the evolution of being able to talk about things with your friends, your family, and not get that side eye.
Everybody's shutting down.
Yeah, and everyone just telling you to get over it or
suck it up.
Suck it up until you do something because you've held things in for so long. And it's usually you do it to yourself or you do it to those you love. And then you see all these things. You're like, oh, I wish they would have talked to somebody. Well, they tried to talk to people. And everyone who they tried to talk to shut them down.
True.
And it's more of the things that we don't talk about in the black community. Like, we all grew up knowing there are certain things you just don't talk about. Oh, mental health isn't for us. That's for those people. No. All the things that we've gone through, we needed it more than anyone else. And because it was admitting you have weaknesses, it was seen as what is wrong with you. There's something horrifically wrong with you for even admitting that you have weaknesses.
But what is that called? That's deflecting. It's not so much what is wrong with you. It becomes what is wrong with us, almost. Because if something's wrong with you, then there must be... Okay, that's like if I take something to my mother and say, hey, I'm having this issue. It becomes a, what did I do wrong? Not just what's wrong with you, what is wrong with me as a mother.
So that's a whole other
That's
layer.
A whole other thing.
That's a whole other layer.
Are we segueing outside of what we're supposed to be talking about?
I mean, in all honesty, that's more of a trying to make yourself keep yourself as the main character. So if you're talking to someone and they're always like, oh, how did I contribute to this? And you're like, I didn't even bring you up in this. I was telling you about an issue I'm having and your name was not involved. Like you were not actually involved in this part of what I'm talking about. I came to talk to you because I trust you and I trust your judgment. Now I see that I can't do that because you have main character syndrome where
Not main
everything.
character, but like main victim. Main victim.
No, it's main character.
Is it?
Because like even in your victimhood, you have to be the main character in it. In someone else's moment of crisis, you have to be the main character.
Okay.
So, yeah, that like I said, that's a whole other.
It's a whole other. Okay, so still talking double standards. Let's do kink for a little bit because we
Okay.
can do double standards in vanilla all day. Who's supposed to take out the trash? Who's supposed to cut the yard? Who's supposed to raise the kids? Like we can do double standards all day for vanilla. And I personally feel like it's a little bit more lax in kink, just because that space is more open, more accepting. But then again, I could be wrong. Like when it comes to who's the top and who's the bottom, who's the submissive, who's the dominant, like where do you see those
There's
double
a double
standards?
standard. There's a double standard in who's the submissive and who's the dominant because it is viewed, in my opinion, and as I speak, I want everyone out there to know these are my opinions.
Of course.
From what I see, but it is seen as being weak as a man if you are submissive. That is how a lot of people will talk to you in a derogatory manner because in the journey throughout, I have seen men who are like, "Oh, I'm a submissive," and the way that they are talked to, the B word gets thrown around freely.
Gotcha.
You're a little B. Oh, how can you be a submissive as a man? You're not a real man. Like they are degraded in a way that is not what they're seeking.
Gotcha. Okay, tops and bottoms. Is that kind of in the same thing of submissive and dominant?
To me, that's not. To me, tops and bottoms is more LGBTQ.
You think so?
I do.
Yeah.
That's always the way I've thought of tops and bottoms.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Okay, what about who gets to be the rope bunny?
That is also
I got
that is also looked at as because to allow someone to tie you up, you have to be
The submissive one.
you have to submit to them to allow them to do that to you. So we're right back at the beginning of if a man allows himself to be tied up,
Then he's
that
the
can be
submissive one, and that's
be
seen as a weakness.
that can be equated to being submissive, and submissiveness in the masculine form is not acceptable.
It's just a never-ending circle of just absolute cruelty.
And not only that, but so for all the men who aren't like the roughest, toughest, manliest of men, they're seen as less than in terms of being a man because that is like a favorite thing for a woman to say to try and cut you down to the quick.
Yeah.
From what I have seen.
Yeah.
You never hear, you rarely, I'm not going to say never, you rarely hear a man say,
to a woman.
"Oh, you're not even a real woman." What does that even mean? Like, but you hear that very frequently and, "Oh, you're not even a real man. So-and-so does this." Okay, and if I were to point out that this woman does this, I am all of a sudden
Then I
a
got my
horrible,
feelings hurt.
I'm a horrible person because I hurt your feelings in the same way you tried to hurt mine.
This is true.
So
There's a double standard there.
if you want to argue a certain way with me, okay, cool. Everything you say
Can be
lays the groundwork
absolutely.
for what is acceptable.
Giving right back to you.
So if I say the exact same thing to you, and all of a sudden it is, "Why are you being so mean?
No,
Why are you being?"
shit. You gotta be able to take
No,
it.
no. I was pointing out the exact same things that you pointed out. So why? What is the difference now? It's because I'm a woman.
Now you're a girl.
Now you a girl. Now you too.
Now you want your
You know what?
feelings
You know what
fed.
else has a double standard?
Tell
And
me.
it's a horrible thing on either end, but domestic violence.
Okay.
So there was a soldier in my unit his wife was beating him.
Wow.
He did not say anything for 6 months to anybody in the unit. He come in
Something
with
you don't
black
really
eyes.
hear
He was like,
about.
"Oh, I just got in a
Wow.
tussle, went out to a bar." And when it came out, because she damn near killed him, like, why didn't you say anything to anybody?
He
Because
was scared of the way it was gonna make him look.
yeah, domestic violence happens more to men, but is reported less by men.
I can understand that.
So
That goes for the same as sexual assault. I get that.
yeah,
Yeah. I get
especially male on male sexual assault,
that.
which is a huge thing that when you become a leader in the army, you start finding out all that the numbers, and they start telling you
Are a
like,
bit more higher than you would imagine.
yeah, and you're like, well, what is the reporting status? They're like, most of these are being, the person doesn't want anything to happen. They just want to get treatment and get mental
You want to keep it as quiet as
help. Yeah,
possible. Yeah.
because if you're taking advantage of like that, you're seen as less of a man because you allowed someone else to take advantage of you like that.
And that can make military life hard.
All right. Do you think there's a double standard between a woman raping a man and a man raping a woman?
Now I feel like it's a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the sense where, just from my experience, I hear it happen more often for women to be sexually assaulted by a man.
So what is the main thing that, so the main thing, I can't even say it the way I wanted to, but the main thing that I heard growing up is, oh, you're a man, you can't be raped by a woman.
I've heard it before too.
And it's like,
But it's happened. I have a friend that it's happened to.
Yeah, it'll happen, and you're just like, someone will literally talk that person into, no, you wanted it because your body responded, so you wanted it. That's the way it is. You wanted it, and they're sitting there and they're like, no, I didn't, but okay, I guess.
And then you just kind of go with it.
So let's get back into the.
What other double standards can you think of in kink?
Let's see.
Are you laughing?
Yes, because. All right, so before I was talking about if a woman approaches a man, he'll remember that for the rest of his life. When a woman tells a man no, she expects him to take that no and hard stop.
Okay.
When a man tells a woman no, oh, you just playing.
Well then.
Like certain women, when you're like, you be respectful, like, listen, hey, no, thank you, I appreciate it, but I'm not interested. Come on, you're interested.
That's because we are the ones who seem to be wanting to be more desired. So there's no way that you're turning her down.
Exactly. Like, you can't not want me. No, there's many reasons why I would not want you, but I'm trying to be polite here and not hit you with that DMX. You whack, you twisted.
Okay, so here's one that we talked about. That was on the last segment when we spoke on impact. Just from what I've seen, it's more of the woman is the one who is being the spanked and the guy is the spanker. But like I told you, I actually witnessed a guy be tethered and just flogged.
And what was your initial reaction to that?
My initial reaction was, what the fuck? It's always what the fuck.
No. So outside
my
of
brain had to do a rewiring.
Why?
Because I wasn't expecting it.
Why?
Because it's something I've never seen before.
What about it made it rewire your brain when you saw the woman and no rewiring was necessary? What about the man being there made your brain need to rewire?
The rewiring happened because I want to be accepting of, like, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. I don't want to be the judgy person, like, oh my God, that shouldn't be happening. But it was still a rewiring because, like I said, it's just something that I've never seen before. So I didn't really know what to think or how to respond. It was just a moment of capture. Like, I was just kind of stuck. Like, what's going on? I didn't know.
So was it because it was a man that it was happening to?
I think it was a double thing for me because not only was it a man, it was a black guy, and so that really kind of threw me for a loop.
Okay.
So I don't know how to explain it.
So, all right, here. Oh God, I'm gonna say it, and I apologize if this offends anyone out there. I promise I apologize, but would it have been more accepting in your brain if it would have been a white person that was happening to?
Yes, because I would have felt like, this is white people shit. And not to be offensive, it's just some things I feel like are more accepting in other places.
Mm-hmm.
And that for us, that is kind of that a taboo becomes even more taboo.
And you know what's so absolutely strange about that is what is the one thing that's always the a stereotype underlying for black men and women? Oh, they're all so sensual and sexual. Oh, that,
Very erotic.
yeah, so forbidden. Yeah, that's a whole other
Ooh la la.
conversation. But then you have to think about like, hey, why is it that all right, delve into the extents of what gives me pleasure? No, 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 you can't do that. You have to accept the limits between what we consider normal, and that's where you're allowed to live. Anything
So you
outside
take an
of
erotic
that,
creature, but you don't allow it to be erotic.
exactly.
Is that what we're saying? I guess that's where my brain went when I saw him. I guess so.
So, did you think any less of that man in that moment? Did you think any less of him? Honestly.
Honestly,
See?
I mean, if we're being honest,
I mean, we all have our prejudices,
yeah.
and it just comes forth in different manners. Like, we'll see something, and it'll give us that little tick in our brain for a second, like, okay, that was new.
That's definitely different.
But then, like, either you can do one of three things. You can wholly reject it and make fun of it. You can wholly accept it and just be accepting of, hey, that's what that person likes. Or you can be in that middle ground of, I don't know how to feel about this, and it's too weird.
Okay, so that first one you said is like what we know as don't yuck someone else's yum. I didn't want to be that person, but I was definitely kind of in the latter mode. Like, I didn't know how to feel.
Well, I mean, when you're presented with new things, you smart people take a moment to figure out how they
I took a
feel.
moment. I took a moment to watch.
But then you have those who, let's say, put forth their thoughts before they fully process in their own brain.
That's when you get judgy.
Exactly. Your judgment comes out hard pressed, and when it's flipped around on
I
someone,
might have judged a little bit.
oh, you
sure I
absolutely
did.
judged.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure I
absolutely
did.
judged, but you didn't let it part your lips.
This is true. And I
So-
stayed. I didn't leave. I didn't get offended by it. Like, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. But it definitely took me back. Yeah. Was taken aback.
Almost clutched your pearls.
I did. Not almost. I did. There was gasping going on. Okay, so here's the question.
Okay.
How can we break from the norms of how we respond to double standards? Like, what can we do different in vanilla and in kink? Like,
You want the simple answer?
hold on. Wait a minute. You open doors.
Yeah.
You won't let me do it.
That's because that's a form of care for you.
That's not a double standard. Like, I
No.
can't open my own door.
You open your own door every time I'm not around. But every time I'm around, I want you to feel cared for in that manner. And you don't even sit here and act like you don't like it.
I love it.
Exactly. So that's not a double
love it.
standard, but like say, okay, if you wanted to bring that up, in a relationship where the man is the kept one, is the one who's being catered to.
How would you feel if I opened your door?
Me, I'd like that's different.
How would you feel when other people see me open your door?
I still I don't so
You're not that guy.
Me,
I
I
know.
don't
I
give
know.
a damn what nobody else thinks.
We don't
I am,
care.
I honestly just could not care less because
How do you think other guys would feel?
so I cannot speak for them, but I would imagine a lot would feel emasculated because it's not something that is within the realm of acceptable masculinity.
That makes sense.
So that would be an emasculating thing. Like, so, all right, Shannon Jamal. Whenever she does something for him, you see how she flips it with
Yeah,
the mustache,
she does the mustache.
with the
I love it. I
do-rag,
love it.
and it's playing little Spanish music in the back, and then
Right.
she's stroking the mustache.
Right. She's the man.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
And so, like, that is like a role reversal, and within their dynamic, they're able to make fun of it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, if it happens,
Yeah.
all right, you the man.
Yeah.
You're the big man right now.
Yeah.
Even though she's like 5'2" and he's 6'4" or something like that. But like they play with it.
Right. As they should. Yeah. As
In
we all should be able to.
in reality, most men would look at that like, "Why are you opening my door? What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
The wife butt slap.
I like the butt slap stuff,
Every,
but I love it.
every
I want
almost
a nipple pinch.
every
You look down at your
almost
own chest like, don't do it.
almost every woman feels that that's a security blanket in your relationship. Like things are going great. If the butt slaps are continuing,
But the moment they stop,
then there's problems.
what is going on? What's wrong? What did I do?
Now, the male butt slap is just not for me. I'm just like, why are you slapping me on the butt? That is not
Like,
my
oh, we
pleasure
doing
zone.
that?
That is
We
not
doing that?
exactly. And then it puts me in the
Yeah. I get lightning later.
uh-huh.
So what can we do to break out of those norms?
It has to be a thing of honestly, people have to stop being so judgmental, and you have to accept who you are and really not care about everyone else's opinion of you. Like if you're not hurting anyone, if you're not on some serial killer or abusive thing, then what you do shouldn't really bother anyone else. Like if you're not hurting anyone, why does it matter what you like in the confines of your own bedroom? Why does it matter? It's also because of a religious
Overtone?
undertone
Undertone.
that's in everything, and it's odd because people are always like, oh, I'm so accepting of other people's religions, but then you're judging someone else by your religious standards when you have no idea what religion they practice. So why is that your heaven is not their heaven? Why do you care?
This is true.
If someone tells you that your God isn't their God, why are you so offended? Why aren't you accepting as any of the people who modern religions are founded off of, who are all about acceptance? Why aren't you just like, okay?
So is that a double standard? Feeling like you're right and someone else is wrong?
Oh, that's more of a personal thing for
Gotcha.
people. Yeah, that's ego.
Ego.
Because you're thinking you know best for everyone instead of just trying to do best for yourself.
Gotcha. So basically, the response that you gave this segment was basically the response you gave last segment, which I'm gonna just start calling you. Just you be on your Zen stuff. Just stop giving a shit about what other people think.
So, if you try and be a good person without the need to feel like you're being good for any type of reward, whether it's a thank you, whether it's heaven or a better reincarnation, whatever it may be, just be a good person to be a good person, you kind of won't care about what anybody else says or thinks about you because you know you're doing your best to be a good person. You know you're going to stumble sometimes. You're not going to always be able to control like your temper or something like that, but you're going to remedy the situation however you can and accept responsibility for it and not push your views onto other people. That is the hugest thing. Not pushing your views onto other people.
That's how you get rid of double standards.
Mm-hmm.
By me not automatically seeing someone in a specific role or.
There was a guy that I served with. He Native American dude, Native American and black, and he married his wife and he took her last name.
Really?
And so there were a bunch of people all like, "Oh, I couldn't do that.
I think
She's
that
taking
may be a
mine."
culture thing for some Native
What
Americans.
was
is it
no?
not?
It wasn't a culture thing.
No?
It was literally because he was telling his wife, "I honor you and I cherish you, and I will take your last name,"
I love
because
it.
of the fact that there was no one else after her who could take her last name. And he was like, "I'm not going to end her bloodline over something that was so simple for
And
me
he
to
carried on the
change. And
last
I
name?
have siblings and I have cousins. We all have the same last name, and it will continue."
That's
If it was
honorable.
just her, yeah. So the initial thought of everyone who had heard that story of just the beginning of him taking her last name, that's all they really heard. He must be a little B word, and it was like
You think
you
B
have
word, I think P word.
Yeah,
That too.
a little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, but like
I'm sure that's what
he had the censor to be like, I care not what anybody thinks. The only person I care about.
Brave. So we need to be
Brave.
Got it.
That's all. And you don't have to be 100% brave because no one is. You have to be brave in your own moments.
Brave enough.
Brave in your own moments. That's all it takes.
I think that.
Because everyone who's considered brave throughout history, they're only remembered for the brave moments that they had, not their entire life of bravery. Moments.
Okay. So, I posed the question, and I got a few responses, but I don't have much to talk about on it. And the question was, beads, hook, or plug?
Okay.
What do you think they asked for?
I'm going to say hook because it is the most non-common thing on the list. Like the other two have become more commercialized because they've even been featured in comedies and things like that, but no one's featuring a hook.
No one's featuring a hook, and it seems more intimidating as well.
I mean, you do get visions of Meat Locker. Like these are the things
But that's actually the thing that you thought is the thing that they didn't ask. Like they spoke on the beads and the plug, and I believe because they are more familiar with those things, the same thing that you said. So the plan was to go out and get something new, because I have experience just with the plugs. So we're gonna have to add
Make
to
that
the
happen.
toy chest. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so if anybody's out there listening, jump in the comments and tell us some double standards that you have encountered. We want to hear from you. And as always, thank you for joining me.
And thank you for having me. And always that I said that.
Bye. So there you have it, another meeting of hearts and minds. This segment began as a conversation that unfolded over the course of a few weeks. A thought became a question, and that question took on a life of its own. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and to the one affectionately referred to as Dada by yours truly, thank you for encouraging me to stand in my truth, no matter how scary it is. 2 words: safe space.